Hi, I'm Nathaniel Cline from the Northeast Ohio Media Group, joined by also reporter Stephanie Kuzydym. Stephanie, how are you?
Really good. How about you?
Good, good. This week we're here for the cleveland.com Girls Basketball Top 25. This week was probably a pretty interesting week, but first off, we want to let readers know that the top five are still intact, led by Solon at number 1. But this past week was a really challenging week for some teams. Please go ahead and start. I think it was Revere lead that charge.
Yeah, Revere is now 0-2, but they remain in our top 25, probably to some people's shock. The reason is they have two very good losses, if you can call it a loss, a very good one. That loss to Wadsworth was not a bad loss by any means. Cam Brown, 23 points. She has it all there. That team has it all there. I think that Wadsworth game is going to be something that teaches this team throughout the rest of the season. Not necessarily that it'll keep them in the top 25, what they learn from it from here on out, but we still felt like their two losses were better than certain wins, just the way the losses went and how close the first one was. So.
Okay. While it was a challenging week for some teams, like you mentioned Revere, but there was also some good weeks. Good week for some other teams, some of those.
Yeah, Avon upset Westlake. Beechwood beat Richmond Heights. Cuyahoga Heights beat Brecksville, which they were. Cuyahoga Heights was ranked higher than Brecksville. Wadsworth beat Revere, and the big one is probably that number 24 Berea Mid-Park defeated number 9 Lakewood. So what happened there is Berea Mid-Park did move up significantly, but they're not higher than Lakewood in the poll just because Berea Mid-Park has only played one game, and we didn't feel like we could justify just launching them up the poll off of one game. Although once they start playing more, it'll definitely factor in. So.
Okay. Also, we're getting ready to get into a new week. Some games that, kind of caught our eye this week. Kind of talk about that.
Right. Like you said earlier, top 5 stays the same. So number 1, Solon, and number 3, Magnificat face off on Wednesday. That's at Solon. And then the news out of Magnificat and kind of Hathaway Brown is Hathaway Brown's girls basketball coach, Paul Barlow, will be taking over as athletic director at Magnificat. But that's at season end. You reported that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Paul, he didn't want to get into too many details. He said once he makes a transition over to Magnificat, then he would kind of open up a little bit more about that. But right now, it looks like he's going to finish his final season coaching girls basketball, which I'm sure is going to, if it hasn't already raised some eyebrows, it will now. So
5 state titles there, not a bad coaching stint there.
Good. So again, just all the nuggets for the top 25 this week. Be sure to check out cleveland.com for more updates. If you have any questions or remarks or comments that you want to share, or some teams that we should look at, which, by the way, before we get in, there's some also teams that are looking to kind of creep in as well.
Right. There's a Holy Name. We have our eye on them. Gilmore, Talmadge, Villa Angela, St. Joseph, and Shaker Heights. Shaker Heights beat St. Vincent St. Mary, which had them drop in the poll. So we're definitely have our eye on Shaker Heights.
Right, and the reason why they didn't move so much for Shaker, we were also talking about the Menard loss that they had as well. So it's like they've had like mixed results in the top 20 against against the ranked teams. But we're going to kind of see what happens after this week. So again, from Stephanie Kuzydym and myself, Nathaniel Cline, thanks again for joining us for the Girls Basketball Cleveland.com Top 25.